Oh, cool. Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. Today we're gonna tell you about the most important things everyone should know, every Humber student should know before getting in the work world about equity, diversity, and inclusion. The reason why we decided to bring up this topic is because EDI benefits not only the people who are discriminated, but also people who are privileged in the society. We all want to live in a safe world where our interests are considered and our needs are satisfied. Which is why to get to that level of tolerance in the society, we need to facilitate the safe working environment. The most important things that you're going to take out of this presentation is that workplace success cannot exist without equity, diversity, and inclusion. Also, EDI requires constant self-education, and there are many different ways in which people can be oppressed, which is why we need to learn to recognize the oppression and discrimination and know how to address it. Last but not least, and the takeaways, is that it's very important for us to become allies with EDI, because microaggressions in the workplace can become a serious problem and cause a lot of harm. So being an ally will promote that safe and inclusive work environment.
So yeah, I am Jashan. I will talk about the background of our presentation. So before joining the workplace, every Humber student should need to know about the importance of EDI. So as per the studies of these person, it's emphasized that the importance of EDI is very important to work in a workplace, because it's like you there are many type of people who face obstacles in working environment. So these studies emphasize that every Humber college student should be feel respected and in the safe learning environment. And so it is recommended that Humber College students work to develop inclusive workplaces by comprehending and implementing EDI principles and developing to leaders in the development of a more equitable society.
Hi, my name is Diksha and I will be talking about the findings. So the first one is the counter storytelling. Is it a great tool where people of different race share their experiences of oppression, and which can help transform the social structure of the institution. For example, here we have talked about the example of Gloria, who is a Chicana lesbian working in the United States, and she feels oppression from the dominant, other dominant groups such as the whites, the heterosexuals, and the male class. So these stories are the great tools to how the dominant culture perpetuates inequality and how EDI can be promoted among, in the working institutions or in the schooling. So the second one talks about the privilege and power. So what is privilege? Privilege is the right or an advantage. And what is power? Power is the ability to make decisions and help and influence others to agree with you. So here I would like to talk about the privilege the white people have in the society. Often when we have a privilege, we cannot see it. It becomes invisible. So white people are so privileged that a large number of people hold their whole power, and they have the ability to influence the other decisions as well. So the one who's dominant has the ability to make different decisions and have the privilege among other groups. So the next one is the intersectionality and the race in education. Intersectionality is how people hold multiple identities and how their identities intersect with each other, and how their experiences is shaped by their privilege and their oppressions. So how we can introduce that in education? So like if we start that in by educating intersectionality in classrooms, equality can be promoted among the students and the teachers. So here it talks about an example of black girls. Black girls are often stereotyped as aggressive and their inability to be passive. So the black girls are often punished for the behavior that is threatening or destructive, which is really bad. So I think by educating this, we can help more, EDI in social institutions like like schools.
So my name is Akshwati. I'll conclude. Summary of the conclusion and key takeaways from promoting diversity and inclusivity in the workplace. In today's world, creating a diverse and inclusive workplace is essential. And I'll talk about next points. Acknowledging one's own social identities and privileges in the workplace. When we acknowledge one's own social identities, we may get to know how we interact with others. For example, a white person may have more power than others. And second one is appreciate the diversity of experiences. People come from different backgrounds, and we should respect as it's essential. For example, people from different backgrounds have different approach to solve a problem. Thirdly, I would say that we should recognize and address discrimination, harassment and bias in the workplace. And at last, I would say that we should build skills in active listening, empathy and effective communication. As if a person is having a problem in solving a task, we can do active listening and support him or her to solve a problem. So these are the points we can say that makes a workplace more respectful. Yeah, that's all.
So, the intersectional approach and counter storytelling are the key components of a critical race methodology, as it recognizes the privilege, power, and differences, and it affects how the social differences gonna be, and understanding the institutional relation powers and intersectionals, and understanding all of this, as these all are the parts of addressing privilege and oppression in education. It is critical to challenge prevailing narratives, but it can be done by offering counter stories.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.